Hi guys, BigDaddyPay here, and today, as you can tell by the title, we're talking about my tongue piercing, my experience. What you need to know before you go and get your tongue pierced. Okay, so my tongue piercing. I've had it for, I think in like January, it'll be 2 years. I think 2 years. Okay, yeah, 2 years. So, we're going to talk about pricing. Now, I know this may vary between like states you're in and the places that you go to, but I paid $25. I went to a tattoo shop and they had a piercer there, and me and my best friends went to go get piercings. It was me, my 2 best friends, and my cousin. Now, I went last, and I was very scared. Very much scared. But it's they say it's the least, am I saying this right? The least painful piercing that you can get. So, on a pain scale from like 1 to 10, I would give it like a 1. I didn't even feel it. If I have the video, so I'm gonna insert it right about now.
It's done.
That one bad, was it? Hold on.
Then that one.
As you can see, I didn't cry. I didn't, ow, it didn't hurt. I didn't feel anything. The only little bit of discomfort that I did feel was when she put the actual jewelry through. When she put the jewelry through, I was like, oh, that was a little, Remember what size like bar it was, but I know it was the larger bars because, they pierce you with the larger bars because your tongue swells and it has like the space on the bar has to make up for how big your tongue gets. Like, yeah, I still use my bar. That's the only bar I've ever used. Like, I don't like the short bars because I feel like they irritate my tongue and I don't like them. So I like them long. And if I can find more long, I will buy them. But I still use my long one that I got a pierced with 2 years ago. But I do clean it. I clean it every time I change it, or every time I brush my teeth I clean it, but every time I change my my piercing I clean it. As far as healing goes, the healing, it really just depends on your pain tolerance. Like, I know some people can't handle pain at all. Like, my best friend, she is such a baby, so like she can't. The whole process was just horrible. My sister got her tongue pierced. She said it was horrible, but for me it was really easy. This was my first like piercing, like other than my ears, this was my first time getting like really anything done. So it was new, but it was like some getting used to. I can say, like, as far as eating, I know some people say that they can't eat anything and it's hard for them to eat like solid foods. Like, they just eat soups and mashed potatoes and just soft things. But I wasn't missing no meals. So I ate whatever I wanted to eat, but I just like had to figure out a way to eat. So I would just like, when I ate, I would just put my food in like the side of my mouth that was most comfortable for me, and I would just chew. Like, I would open my mouth, I would put the food like inside my mouth, and then I would just chew. It took me way longer to eat, but that's how I ate. As far as like the healing time, I say like 2 weeks the swelling should go down. But they tell you to like during those 2 weeks you have to rinse your mouth out like after pretty much anything. Like, if you're drinking something other than water, you have to rinse your mouth. When you eat, you have to rinse your mouth. When you wake up, you have to rinse your mouth. Before you go to bed, you have to rinse your mouth. And you rinse it with mouthwash. Alcohol-free mouthwash. It will be your best friend during this. Now, I did that for like the first week, but like, unless you have a like a little, like the ones that can fit in your purse, like, it's real inconvenient. But I don't suggest that you not listen to them. But I was in college and I was on the go all the time, so me running to my dorm every 2 seconds was just so inconvenient. I probably could have just bought the little travel size ones, but I didn't. But it turned out okay. For like the first week, I really was on it. The second week, I wasn't on it like that. I would just rinse. Like when I wake up, when I went to sleep. If I was in my dorm and I was eating, I would rinse then. But I was okay. Now, for those 2 weeks, I had the worst lisp I've ever. Like, I've never had a lisp. When I got my tongue pierced, I had the worst lisp. I didn't even want to talk. I felt like I was drooling on myself all the time. I did not want to say anything to anybody. I felt so embarrassed. It was terrible. But once you get used, because it's new, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, like my mouth is swollen. So like your tongue is just big. So you talk with a lisp. And it's terrible. But like after 2 weeks, you get used to it. I've had it for almost 2 years now. So now I don't even really like notice that it's there. I'm like, oh, my tongue piercing, like, and that's about me. For certain people, I know that the tongue ring causes dental problems. Like the way the tongue ring sits in your mouth, or some people's mouth, I know it causes like people's teeth to move. So like you might just want to be like on the lookout for that, or be careful about that. But the way mine sits, like, it just sits, like, it's not pressing against any of my teeth, it's not pushing my teeth, so it's just fine. It's literally just sitting like, this is what my tongue ring is, like, on the side. It's right here, straight up and down. I don't rest it on my tooth, I don't mess with my teeth with it, so it's fine. But if you have that problem, I would suggest you like take it out, because I know a tongue ring is really not worth you having crooked teeth. And as far as like piercings, like the jewelry, I buy a lot of mine from Amazon. They usually can get like 100 pieces or 200 for like $1 or $2-3. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing super expensive. But like when you get them, I would just personally, I never get the plastic ones, because I've tried that and I bent it. You know what I'm saying? Like eating and talking and stuff like that, I bent and broke my tongue ring. So I wouldn't suggest like getting the little frail plastic ones, because they're not good and they don't hold up as good, and you'll have to change your tongue rings very often. Okay, don't get the plastic bars. Plastic balls, okay, but not the plastic bars, because the plastic bars will bend. Now, as far as like the balls go, I wouldn't get metal, because like it's been oftentimes where I'm eating and I accidentally bite down on my tongue ring, and I know like if I was to, and it's hard, if I was to bite down on a metal ball, I'd probably chip my tooth. So it's like, if you get it, just try to be careful. You know, everybody's different, so if you get it, just try to be careful. You get a new jewelry, the thing to do with that is to make sure that you clean it, because obviously if you're ordering it off of Amazon, you don't know who touched it, where it's been, what it's been on. So you want to make sure that it's sanitized, because you don't want to put any dirty things in your mouth that could cause an infection. It's just not good at all. So what I do is when I get new, when I'm about to change it, I usually like just, if I take a cup, or yeah, like I'll take just a regular cup and I'll pour some mouthwash in there, and I just let my my jewelry sit in there for a couple minutes, and then I'll take it out, rinse it off, and I'll pat them dry, and then I'll pat them dry, and then I'll put them in. Now I've kept, one thing I would like to like say, like as just like personal experience, to make sure that you tighten your balls like periodically. I know that sounds crazy, like tighten your balls, but like when you're eating and talking and things like that, make sure that you tighten it, because it has been times where I have swallowed my piercing and it's just like, oh, I'm out and about. I swallow my piercing. I don't want it to close. I don't know what to do. So I'm like just talking funny, trying to hold my piercing in, and it's just really scary. So swallowing your piercing is a no-go. So make sure you tighten your ball periodically, or after you eat, just make sure that it's nice and tight so it just won't accidentally come off. Because it's been times where I've swallowed them, and it's been times where it came out and I felt that I had to put it back on real quick. It's not the skin, it's a muscle, so it closes really fast. So I wouldn't suggest just like, oh, I'm just not gonna wear my tongue ring today, unless you want to get it re-pierced, because I've heard some people's close in like less than 24 hours. So unless you want to get it re-pierced, I suggest not taking it out. But overall, my experience has been really good. I haven't had any problems. I love it. I wouldn't change it. If you want it, I suggest you get it. So just do whatever makes you happy, but just make sure that you take care of it, because if you don't take care of it, then you will start to have problems with it, and we don't want that, especially not with your tongue. Without your tongue, you can't talk. What you gonna do if you can't talk? I hope this video helped you all. I hope it answered all your questions, because I know before I got my tongue pierced, I came straight to YouTube trying to find any and every video I can about getting my tongue pierced. So I hope this video helped you all. I hope it answers all your questions before you get your tongue pierced. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.
By the sounds I'm breathing in.